Welcome to the 2021 and 2022 Mr. and Ms. Hornet Speeches Assembly. I'm Michelle Woolridge, your Student Council President.
And I'm Nicole Chase, your Student Council Vice President. We would now like to welcome the Color Guard onto stage.
Now will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the singing of the school hymn by Casha Hall.
Dear Bertie Washington High School, the pride of the great Southwest, your symbol of light for many of you, by pointing the way to life's best. You stand as a beacon in Tulsa, by teaching the ideals of truth. You inspire us with what is worthy, and gird us for life's greatest test. Oh God, help us ever grow stronger in body, in soul, and in mind. Let the light of dear Bertie High School make a brighter and always shine.
These are your 2021-2022 Miss Hornet candidates: Sydney Thompson, Iana Redman, Reagan Ballard, Michaela Williams, and LEQUINCIA Brown.
These are your 2021 Mr. Hornet candidates: Nathan Huey, Woodrow Wilson, RAYMAR Simmons, LAUCHLAN Reed, Thomas Gentry Williams, and Ethan Robinson.
The first candidate for Miss Hornet we will hear from is Miss Sydney Renee Thompson. Sydney is the daughter of Rod and Goldie Thompson. At the Hive, she is a member of the BTW varsity volleyball team, the BTW varsity basketball team, and National Honor Society. Outside of school, she is a member of Club 1 volleyball and PWP basketball. Her plans following graduation are to attend and play volleyball at either the University of Tulsa or the University of Oklahoma. A fun fact about Sydney is that her favorite cartoon character is Penny Proud. Miss Sydney Renee Thompson.
The date, May 16, 2018. That was the day I received the news that I was accepted into the prestigious Booker T. Washington High School. I was so excited to be accepted because growing up I would marvel at the magic of Booker T. I had a cousin in the band and was always so excited when my Aunt Pamela let me come to the football games with her. Now I know that that experience was only a glimpse of what was to come for the next 4 years. Something my parents have always stressed is the importance of the company you keep. Being a student at Booker T placed me in the company of many brilliant scholars, elite athletes, down-to-earth friends, as well as genuine, knowledgeable teachers and administrators. The culture and tradition of our school is unmatched. It has been shaped by those who have come before us and continues to impact us today. Being a student at Booker T has taught me many things. Number one, don't forget your headphones, especially on double block days. Number two, always know the schedule of the snack sellers, because you're not yourself when you're hungry. Number three, don't ever cross the pathway of the T-Connection band, because you will be yelled at. And number four, always know where Miss Arterberry is at all times, because she does not play around. But no, really, all jokes aside, I'm so proud to be a Booker T. Washington Hornet. Not only because I, as a young Black woman, am seen, valued, and celebrated, but because this is a place where diversity in all its forms are valued. Thank you for nominating me to represent our prestigious school. I really cannot be more excited to have an opportunity to carry on such a great legacy and the legacy of Miss Hornet. Thank you.
second candidate for Miss Hornet we will hear from is Miss Iana Deanne Redmond. Iana is the daughter of Danielle Redmond Chase and Ian Chase. She is a member of African American Society, the president of Women Empowered, student council treasurer, captain of the golf team, National Honor Society parliamentarian, founder of Morning and Tea with Booker T, and so much more. Outside of school, she is the member of Club Scrubs, Torch and Laurel, Reading Partners, and Oklahoma delegate for Solve Hunger. Her plans after graduation include pursuing a doctorate in clinical neuropsychology. The people Iana admire the most are her mother and grandfather, Miss Iana Deanne Redmond.
A dark-skinned girl at the bottom of society's totem pole, just trying to be comfortable with her skin and trying to figure out who she is within. Growing up, I ran into one of my biggest issues, and of course, as a black girl, it had to do with race. I was too black for the white girls, but too white for the black girls. What did that leave me? In a happy medium to some, but it never felt like it. I say this now because I know everyone's been through a time where they felt less than and felt like they couldn't get back up. But I'm here to tell you nothing matters but how you feel about yourself. Not the type of person people make you out to be, and not the type of person that people want you to become. Now, as a freshman, I got accepted to the Pride of the Great Southwest, knowing I had room to grow and things to achieve. But my sophomore year is when things really started to peak. Then my granddad passed. Losing my best friend is something I thought would never pass. I couldn't even believe it at first. I thought I could just write it off as some sick joke. But at his funeral is when it really hit me. I remember falling to the ground feeling like the world was out to get me. Then COVID hit and school moved online. I never thought that I would get the chance to fall back in line. Now, my junior year came around, and I started to get really hopeful about the things I would achieve in my future because I wanted Congress support. Take your time with it. I never thought I would fall back in line. But pushing through is the only way I knew I would continue to make my granddad proud. So that's what I did. I pushed and I pushed, knowing I would get through, and that's how Morning Tea with Booker T was made. Going to a HBH is really a privilege, and I couldn't sit back knowing that some kids would never know their history. I know I wanted all the little girls and boys to know where they came from and how their trauma was made. Not only that, but to educate the future races of this nation to make sure that they know that they are able to make a change. Now I stand here hoping that you're listening because you could be that future generation that decides to make a difference. Now my junior year finally came around and things started getting back to normal. I won a Congress award and I started to get really hopeful about the things I would achieve in my future. And that's when I realized being Miss Hornet was one of my biggest dreams. Being Miss Hornet is to embody someone. That someone goes all out in school spirit, sees the good in people and the good in life, does as much for the school as they would do for themselves. Miss Hornet should be a person that you can look up to, someone that makes you want to be like them, a person that sees the good in everything. When you see that ballot, I hope you check the box by my name, knowing I was the one that told you that you could make a change, but also knowing that I was a person that embodied the characteristics of the type of people we're all just trying to become. Thank you.
The next candidate for Miss Hornet is Miss Reagan Dawn Ballard. Reagan is the daughter of Dawn and Dennis Ballard. At school, she is the president of African American Society and co-president of Science Club. Outside of school, she is a member of Club Scrubs with the OU Schusterman Center, a correspondent for the Focus Black Oklahoma podcast, and an intern for Oklahoma Public Archaeology Network. Her plans following graduation are to become a sociology pre-medicine major, then go to medical school and become a pathologist. Reagan's favorite movie is Kill Bill Volume 1. Miss Reagan Dawn Ballard.
My journey through Booker T was not one traveled on foot. It was a journey inwards. As I walk through the halls in this building, I tread throughout my mind and see parallels. Dead-bolted lockers that locked up thoughts and dreams that I've been too afraid to unlock. No combination existed that would slide off the insecurity and the anxiety that I felt when I looked into a mirror. The twisting staircases that called me to be confident always seemed too high to climb. So I did what anybody else with shaky legs would do. I crawled. I crept on my hands and knees to the corners of the school that told me to at least try. With my head low to the ground, I mapped out every door until the layout of this place didn't seem so scary anymore. I used what I had, and I learned what I could, and I got up. I got up off of my knees, and with my back up against the wall, I realized that I wasn't alone. I realized that in order to get somewhere, I had to start somewhere, and that I had to keep going until I couldn't anymore. And that's when that first locker in the hallway opened up. The deadbolt slid off, and the fog lifted and left me speechless with what was inside. Inside that locker, inside of me, I found me. And the rest was history. Once I learned that the key to the hive was to be yourself, I couldn't be stopped. I made it my mission to break down every chain and snip every tie that kept those lockers closed. I'm still fighting for it to this day. These halls and their contents will humble you. There's no doubt about it. But after you learn to crawl, you learn to walk. And after you learn to walk, you run. And the next thing you know, you're jumping for joy, and then you're leaps and bounds in front of everybody else. And that is what makes us different. It's the hive that taught me that it was okay to be different, as long as you keep crawling forward. To be Miss Hornet is to be the embodiment of this progress at the hive. To be a symbol for looking back and understanding, but never going back to what once hurt you. It would be an honor to uphold this standard and to keep fighting for change. Thank you.
Our next candidate for Miss Hornet is Michaela Janae Williams. She is the daughter of LaToya Cooper and Travis Williams. At school, she is involved with Women Empowered, Morning Tea with Booker T, and African American Society. Outside of school, she is a member of Prancing Pearls of Excellence Majorette Dance Team, a children's church volunteer at Transformation Church, an intern at Primerica Insurance Company, and HOSA class officer for her Tulsa Tech class with the Office of Historian. Her plans following graduation include attending college out of state to major in nursing so she can become a travel nurse as well as becoming a model. Michaela's favorite colors are lavender, turquoise, and yellow. Miss Michaela Janae Williams.
And I want to say a little poem for you guys that I wrote by me called Ready to Sing. As a baby hornet, I was ecstatic to enter the nest. I approached high school expecting nothing but the best. I soon then realized this isn't just a walk in the park. I felt out of place and I needed a spark. It didn't help I was a freshman and shy. I knew I had wings but lacked confidence to fly. When summer approached, I refocused my mind, began to flourish and dance and stay on my grind. Jigging my way back into the hallways of the hive, I reevaluated my goals and started to strive. Needless to say, I was spreading my wings, but before I began to fly, COVID intervened. Year 3, buzzing my way into virtual, still using my smarts like I'm Steve Urkel. Being active in National Honor Society while also exposing myself to a variety. And growing in clubs such as Women Empowered helps me learn that being more open made my confidence tower. I found myself excited for new things and couldn't wait to see what my senior year will bring. Whew. Here I am and it feels unreal. I'm prepared to lead the hive and show off my skills. I'm a full-grown hornet, ready to sting and ready to fly off and explore with my beautiful wings. The hive has created me into the magnificent young woman I am today. The world isn't ready for me, I must say. Being Miss Hornet is way more than just a title to me. It takes dignity and responsibility to embody the magnificent Booker T. I am she, a beautiful black queen, ready to defeat and take on anything. If I can do it, you can do it. We are all capable of many things. And even though I'm leaving very, very soon, I hope to leave a legacy and that you'll think of me every time you hear this tune.
Our final candidate for Miss Hornet is Miss LEQUINCIA Monique LaDonna Brown. She's the daughter of Maureen and Quentin Brown. At school, she is a member of the orchestra, jazz band, SAFE team, green team, Women Empowered, and African American Society. Outside of school, she's the principal cellist for the Tulsa Youth Symphony Concert Orchestra, as well as a member of the Met Youth Choir and Bartlemey's Choir. After graduation, she plans on pursuing a degree in music education. LEQUINCIA's favorite breakfast cereal is Cheerios. Miss LEQUINCIA Monique LaDonna Brown.
It is an absolute pleasure to stand before you today. I would firstly like to thank God, my family, the faculty, and the student body for giving me the opportunity to come before you. Today, I am here to humbly ask to be your choice for Miss Hornet. Representing Booker T would mean so much to me, and I will represent our school with pride. I'm a people person, to be quite honest. Social events are where I feel my best, but I'm also so dedicated to my passions. You can usually find me practicing my instrument, doing homework, or chatting with my friends. I love our school, not only because it's given me so many opportunities, but because of the people I've met. And throughout the years, I've learned so very much. To the freshmen, I was in your position just 3 years ago. Booker T was a new world, but it offered me friends and experiences like no other. It gave me orchestra and class board, two things I would use to give back to my community. Sophomores, although we haven't known each other as classmates for long, I am and will be someone you can be proud of and depend on to represent you as Miss Hornet. For me, sophomore year was the beginning of COVID and the end of everything familiar. Nevertheless, I stood tall, even in a global pandemic. When I could, I took my talents to music compositions, did volunteer work, and represented Booker T with pride. And I became the principal cellist in Tulsa Youth Symphony's concert orchestra. Juniors, we've been together 3 years, and you all know I represent with class and with grace. Some of you were in student council or in orchestra with me, and we were able to come together and do amazing things. Junior year strengthened my resolve. I won't lie, it was definitely a struggle, especially socially and academically. But despite my struggles, I still made it out on top, ready for my senior year. And to my seniors, my lovely classmates, you all chose me as your freshman class president. You all helped me grow so much throughout these past years we've been together. Senior year has given me new experiences and letting me give more to you and to my school. I'm grateful to all of you and to everything you've taught me. The question you may be asking yourself is, why should we choose LEQUINCIA as our Miss Hornet? And your answer is, I've been working towards everything she should embody since my freshman year. Let me explain. I see Miss Hornet as the embodiment of the school's spirit and pride. She is the girl you can depend on, whether it be staying up late with you to study or also speaking to a faculty member for you. She does it. She's involved in her school but in her community, and that's the girl I am. She's a lifelong representation of Booker T, and I plan to represent our school as best as I can. I'm involved in a lot of things, I know, and I'm very busy, but I also do what I can to help around the school. Whether it be setting up banners for pep rallies or doing a snack run, I give it my fullest and I give it my all, and that's what you all deserve. In closing, I care so much about our lovely school and how it's represented. I would love to represent you as this year's Miss Hornet. I will give Booker T my fullest and exceed the expectations given to me by you and our lovely, lovely faculty. If you give me your vote, I will be a Miss Hornet you can be proud of and a Miss Hornet you can depend on. Thank you.
Our first candidate for Mr. Hornet is Nathan Wilson Huey. Nathan is the son of Nathan Huey and Claudia Saya Huey. At school, he is involved in cross-country, track, tennis, BTW robotics, class board, and National Honor Society. Outside of school, he is a volunteer for the Community Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma, Catholic Charities of Eastern Oklahoma, and member of the Sistema Youth Orchestra, and a member of the Philippine American Association of Northeastern Oklahoma. After graduation, he plans to pursue a degree in engineering. Nathan's favorite candy is Reese's Cups. Mr. Nathan Wilson Huey.
It seems like just yesterday that I was sitting in this Booker T. Washington auditorium to watch the seniors give their Mr. and Miss Hornet speeches. As a freshman, to tell you the truth, I honestly had no clue what was going on or what it really even meant to be Mr. or Miss Hornet. I'd sit in the auditorium watching kids give talks about Booker T and what this place meant to them, how their experience of being a part of this school for the past years had affected them, and the honor of this role. To me, these were just words that didn't bear much meaning. The thought of ever being a senior seemed so far away, a thought not even worth considering. As I moved on through high school, I began to experience more of Booker T and began to understand what it meant, the significance of this tradition and the prestige of this position. The one thought I remember specifically having over and over again is, what if that was me? What if I was voted to be up on that stage? Immediately, I would always dismiss that thought because I didn't think it was possible. What were the odds of me getting voted out of everybody in my class? And even if I were a candidate, there's no chance I would get up on this stage and make a speech. Well, here I am. As I look back on my time at Booker T, I can see how it has impacted me. The memories I've made, the people I've met, and the community I've grown to be a part of and love. When first walking in as a freshman, everything seemed so big, like it was a whole new world to explore. Now, it's more like a second home. The school has given so much to me, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. I've learned so much more than academics. I've learned life skills and the significance of everything and everyone that surrounds me. What it means to be a Hornet is so much more than just being a student here, but being a part of something bigger than yourself. Everyone can find a place in this family. I'm not going to say that my life was all of a sudden changed the moment I walked through the doors. Everything didn't fall into place within the first couple weeks or even months. That's not how life works. What I can guarantee is that every single person in this building is like a puzzle piece that fits into something much larger. We're all in the same boat, but slightly different from one another. We spend time trying different places before we find our fit. The school has a place for everyone, no matter where we come from. Being of a part of a family like this is something you can't take for granted. Embracing this community is what makes every single person at this school a Hornet, as I have through academics, sports, and clubs. The position for Mr. Hornet is supposed to represent someone who embodies the characteristics of a Booker T. Washington Hornet, and I hope that I can be the one to meet that standard. Let me leave you with a quote from one of my favorite movies. Quit, don't quit, noodles, don't noodles. You're too concerned with what was and what will be. There's a saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called a present. I want you all to take this to heart and seize every moment at Booker T, because believe it or not, it will be over before you know it. Your time spent here is worth every second. Best of luck to all the other candidates. I'm humbled to have been chosen for this opportunity. I'd like to give a shout out to my friends, family, and Josh and Jorge. Thank you for your time and support.
Our next candidate for Mr. Hornet is Woodrow J. Wilson. Woodrow is the son of Amy Page and Jay Wilson. At school, he is the head of Sofa Club, a columnist for Taliaferro Times, and a member of the Safe Team. Outside of school, he is a drummer for the band Rat Corps. His plans following graduation include going to cosmetology school and pursuing a degree in performing arts. His favorite cartoon character is the Lich from Adventure Time. Mr. Woodrow J. Wilson.
I, along with all the new freshmen, walked into the school for the first time, coming from the large graduating middle school classes. Except I was one in a graduating class of a whopping 5 people, all going to different schools. Understandably, I was terrified of what a school this big would be like. With knowing little to no people here and a reputation for challenging courses, I thought this place was going to chew me up and spit me out. Though my school emphasized integral parts of my development, it did not prepare me for a place this big. I was intimidated, small, and really unsure of how my entire high school career would go, or if I was even in the right place at all. And it went better than I could have imagined. Shortly after becoming comfortable with my identity and my peers, I unlocked a confidence in myself that I didn't know I would have until well into my adult years. The classes of 22 and 23, as well as most of the staff, will remember my underclassmen years of wearing high heels, wearing makeup, and even coming to school in full drag on some occasions, and feeling comfortable enough to do so. I can say with confidence that unfortunately many Oklahoman schools would not have appreciated it, let alone encouraged it. And that's what makes this school so special. its acceptance and support that no other school that I know has. It is also what makes me a great representation for the school. Not my outfits, not my style, not even just me as a person, but because I am just one example of someone who came in here not scared of just other people, but of myself as well, only to emerge as a more mature and mentally comfortable person than I thought I could achieve. This school aided me as I fostered my identity that I had spent so long trying to define. I want to show our freshmen, our sophomores, and our juniors that a new setting with new people is not a sentence to bear, it is an opportunity to take with heads held high. I have reached out to people in the school through my leadership of the Social Organization for Activism, or SOFA, my writings in the school newspaper, and my participation in the school SAFE team. I do not wish to be elected because I am your friend, or maybe you heard my name from some of your peers. I want to be your Mr. Hornet of 2022 because I believe in my ability to hold that title and represent Booker T. Washington High School as a symbol of my strength, our strength as Hornets. We are a strong community that supports each other, and that gives me a sense of pride stronger than anything I could feel by myself. Thank you.
Our next candidate for Mr. Hornet is RAYMAR Arnez Simmons. He is the son of Peggy Simmons. At school, he is a member of Men of Power and the drum major. Outside of school, he is a junior ambassador for the Eastern Oklahoma Food Bank and a delegate for Youth Leadership Class of 2021. His plans following graduation include attending college and studying psychology. The person he admires the most is his mom, Mr. RAYMAR Arnez Simmons.
Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. This is a thought-provoking quote by James Baldwin that I believe is fitting for our high school experience. The actions each of us make today will shape who we are and the world we see tomorrow. Growing up today, especially in high school, we have more defining situations that we must face on a daily basis. This adds to our responsibilities. Situations we are facing today may cause us to take actions differently than our parents or grandparents, but it is essentially important to not allow these decisions to take over us. The end goal is to learn and grow from these experiences. Drum major has taught me a variety of lessons about leadership and perseverance. There was one additional thing that I had to face and yet to learn, not needing validation from others. No one is going to tell you how good of a job you're doing every time. You must just know that you're doing your best and you should have confidence in yourself. I want to encourage everyone to get out of their comfort zone, be free, be authentic, be you in whatever you do. Some days I just think to myself like, wow, like I'm really a senior because I honestly can't believe it. It was just yesterday when we were watching Monstobro on Disney Channel, and now we're laughing hilariously at TikTok posts. But in the end, life is what we make it. Don't just reach the bar, break it. Thank you.
Our next candidate for Mr. Hornet is LAUCHLAN REID. He's the son of Paul Reed and Lynn Tao. At school, he is a member of tennis, cross country, co-vice president of class board, and treasurer for National Honor Society. Outside of school, he is a volunteer at the Tulsa SPCA Animal Shelter. His plans post-graduation include attending a university and obtaining a degree in pre-med prior to attending medical school. LAUCHLAN's favorite movie is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Mr. LAUCHLAN REID.
I first moved to Oklahoma about 7 years ago from Ghana in West Africa. So naturally, as a 10-year-old, not sure what America would be like, I decided to do some research. And no matter what I searched about Tulsa, it came back every time saying one thing: Tulsa, okay. Now keep in mind, I was 10, but the first thing I did was run to my mom and announce, "Mom, I did some research on Tulsa, and everything came back and said Tulsa is okay. We are going to be okay." I did not know okay stood for Oklahoma. But as expected from my thorough research, I got here and it was okay. I even got to try Twinkie and it was pretty damn good. As I got older and more educated though, I started to realize that, well, maybe America or the world was not perfect. In fact, some parts aren't even okay. Some past, the Tulsa Race Massacre, some present, social and racial injustice around the nation, still prevalent in society today. Some far. For example, living in Ghana, I had the privilege of visiting the Cape Coast Castle, a fortress imperative to the transatlantic slave trade, and it was a wake-up call to say the least. I was unaware humans were capable of doing to each other what I saw in those dungeons. Racial prejudice is also something very close to home. Having a Chinese mother, racial profiling and stereotyping due to the COVID-19 pandemic has been one of them. I'm not okay with that. Are you okay with that? Because as Hornets, we are the next generation. We are the change. We are here to make society okay. Actually, more than okay. I'll admit, I was a little lacking in school spirit when I came here first. But after being immersed in this community for 3 years, I've come to realize how special Booker T truly is. I don't know how we do it, but we do it all. From championship-winning athletics to rigorous academics. And as an IB diploma candidate, I understand the latter. Our school is simply the best, and we show that year after year. Our academic team, wherever you are, give yourselves a round of applause. Last 3 years coming home as state champions. Basketball team too, 2019 state champions. Our speech and debate, consistently having national qualifiers. National. Our girls soccer team, ladies, wherever you are, a round of applause please, taking home the 2019 state title. In 2018, our boys swim team won the state championship for the first time in 35 years. And as part of the tennis team, our boys have gone undefeated in the area championship for the past 4 years. It's simple. We are Booker T. When called upon, we deliver. We the Hive are the next generation. We are future world leaders, entrepreneurs, doctors, professional athletes. Some of us fry cooks, and working at Cane's myself, I know how essential fried chicken is to the country. Hornets, we are the change. Let's not make this world okay. Let's make it better than okay. My name is LAUCHLAN Reid. I'm truly honored to be here right now, and if chosen to represent the Booker T. Washington as a 2022 Mr. Hornet, I would love to show that to all of you. Thank you so much.
Our next candidate for Mr. Hornet is Mr. Thomas Gentry Williams II. He is the son of Dr. Eureka and Thomas Williams. At school, he is a member of the BTW varsity football and track teams. Outside of school, he is the member of the Oklahoma Jaguars track club, as well as the 2020 Army All-American. His plans following graduation include attending college and pursuing a business degree. His favorite color is purple. Mr. Thomas Gentry Williams II.
Wayman Tisdale, Tyler Lockett, John Hope Franklin, DeMarco Morgan, Coach Brown, Dr. Woolridge. Not only are these people successful and from Tulsa, but they all graduated from the Booker T. Washington High School, leaving their mark here forever and influencing many along the way. Being Mr. Hornet isn't just about wearing a cape and a crown. It's about continuing a legacy that's been installed since 1913. In the fall of 2020, many of you know I sustained a devastating injury. Not only did it end my junior season, but it killed me not to be able to finish the season with my brothers. But there's something about being a Hornet. If you knock us down, we come back fighting even stronger. See, Booker T is not just about family. Many people we meet and hang out with are going to be a part of our family for the rest of our lives. We have a saying on the football team, one team, one heartbeat. And that not only applies to sports, but in how we treat each other. No matter where I go or what I do, people will always associate me with Booker T. Even if I'm not wearing anything with Booker T on it, I'm always representing the T. This summer, I visited colleges all across the U.S., and each time I was introduced, they called out my school, our school, Booker T. Being a Hornet isn't just about what you do or who you know in Tulsa or in Oklahoma. It's about being able to show what the pride of the great Southwest really is. Not only are we the most well-known high schools in Oklahoma, we have the alumni network in almost every state. You name it, from our academic teams to our soccer teams to the T Connection. We are surrounded by the best of the best every single day. That's what it means to be a Hornet. Where I'm standing right here or I move somewhere just as fair. I will always represent Booker T everywhere, the pride of the great Southwest. Thank you.
Our final candidate for Mr. Hornet is Ethan Micah Robinson. He's the son of Shiloh and Patrick Kantz. At school, he is a member of the BTW varsity baseball team, the Baseball Booster Club, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Outside of school, he is a volunteer for the Oklahoma Policy Institute. After graduation, he plans on going to college to play baseball. His favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Mr. Ethan Micah Robinson.
So as you all know, my name is Ethan, but my freshman year, I got a nickname, and that's what everyone knows me by. It was Tubby. Before I got to Booker T, my brother was a Hornet, and that's the reason I chose to come here. Little did I know I had made such a great decision. I was excited to go to school my brother had gone to. He had said so many great things about it. And I got to experience Booker T for the first time when I was a freshman, orientations, and at the baseball tryouts. I found my group of people right away. As a freshman, such a big school, I was nervous. And I found what it means to be a Hornet as a freshman when the upperclassmen on my team helped me learn the school and how things work. And at that point, I decided I was going to be like them when I was a senior. Now standing on the stage giving my speech on why I should be Mr. Hornet, and to me, Mr. Hornet is a leader, someone who holds the values of the school close to them and helps the people care for the school and wants to better the school. Whether it's fundraising, volunteering, playing a sport, trying to get the school another state championship, or just being a mentor to the underclassmen. I wanted to be that, and I'm happy to be standing here on the stage with the ability to say, even if I don't become Mr. Hornet, I did what I wanted to in my time at Booker T. And that was to make the school better. But the school also made me a better person. I learned life lessons, whether it was trying to get through online learning, or Coach P getting on to me for making another unnecessary comment, or the same mistake again for the 5th day in a row, and not learning from it. The school changed me more than I could ever imagine, and it did it for the better. I became a better person because of Booker T. Washington High School, and I would be honored to represent it as Mr. Hornet. I would have never realized how important this school was to me, and how much it has done to me without the help of my teammates and my friends, and how they saw what I didn't see in myself. And that was how much I cared for and wanted to do good for Booker T and its students and staff.
Once again, your candidates for Miss Hornet are Sydney Thompson, Iana Redmond, Reagan Ballard, Michaela Williams, and LEQUINCIA Brown.
And your candidates for the 2021 Mr. Hornet is Nathan Huey, Woodrow Wilson, RAYMAR Simmons, LAUCHLAN Reed, Thomas Gentry Williams, and Ethan Robinson.